Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to have Rick Maller. Look, this is all his deal. This is entrepreneurship. He started City Barbecue out of his garage. And I'm glad he got it out of the garage and away from the grease. And but he and his wife, they're entrepreneurs. They have 17 of these things. 17 City Barbecues, and it's pretty impressive. So, Rick.
Well, thank you, Governor. First of all, if you came here to learn the secret sauce recipe for City Barbecue, you're going to be sorely disappointed. So we'll just get that off the record right now. But our City Barbecue team is more than honored to welcome Governor Kasich here to our restaurant to talk about the OhioMeansJobs program. Also, I'd like to introduce my wife, Bonnie, who's right back here. She started this thing in the garage with me a long time ago, as well as Frank Pizzo way back there in the corner. But 11 and a half years ago, we did start City Barbecue with our life savings, a double mortgage on our house, and a dream. And through that time, we've grown the company, and this restaurant actually started in 2002. And we converted an old diner that was closed down into this City Barbecue, and we affectionately call this the Reynoldsburg Joint. And back then in 2002, we had three concerns. One was customer service, the second was product quality, and the third was making payroll. But now, years later in 2011, you know what, we have more restaurants, more catering divisions, but we still have the three main concerns of product quality, customer service, and making payroll. Right now we have about 460 employees in our company, and we appreciate the Governor's commitment to tools such as OhioMeansJobs. OhioMeansJobs provides a forum for job applicants to seek postings, and OhioJobs helps employers to match the right people with the right jobs. NFIB, National Federation of Independent Business, and members are excited to begin working with the state to redesign and promote this program. It will help serve Ohio, it will help Ohio businesses, and most importantly, it's going to help our fellow neighbors in Ohio who are unemployed find another connection to seek employment. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor and pleasure to introduce the Governor of Ohio, Mr. John Kasich.
Okay, thank you. All right, I don't have any talking points in front of me, but let me introduce a few people that are here. Put them on TV if you would tonight. Give them a little shot on ONN, would you? They'd like to see, their kids would like to see him. The Mayor of Reynoldsburg, Bragg McLeod. I've known the McLeods back a long time. And Reynoldsburg is like, if you need help, we're here to help you. Instead of playing gotcha, they play let's help you. Chris Long, City Council, where is he? Chris right here. Very important that he be here today. Steve Dawkin, who is the superintendent of the Reynoldsburg schools, strong supporter of Senate Bill 5, by the way, and as a result of the tools we're giving him, will not have to go to voters for at least 3 years. Write that down, would you, Joe? And then I'm going to let Agon Ann Gonzalez, our former mayor of Westerville, Westerville colleague of mine, she'll speak a little bit, and Mike Duffy is here as well, and he'll get a chance to say a few words, and a couple other people. But here's what's going on. This idea that you build it and they'll come is nonsense, okay? The situation here is Ohio has the most unique relationship with Monster in the country. Monster is a job finding site, okay? And so what happens is Monster is willing to post job openings that exist in our state. Today they've got about 66,000 job openings. If you are a company in Ohio, you have an ability to access that site for free. You actually can go and retrieve the resumes to see if you've got people applying for these jobs based on their skill set, and you don't have to pay to look at the resumes because of the way the state has entered into this contract. It was good that the state created this relationship, but the state has done nothing at all to promote this relationship. So only about 2,000 companies actually are using this site, with a potential of 200,000 companies that could access this site. They can post their job openings, and they then can draw down the resumes off the Monster site to fit their openings. Now, there's a couple things we want to do. We don't want 2,000 companies when you got 200,000 companies. We want all 200,000 companies to start upping the game and working with this monster program. Secondly, we have a comprehensive program that Michael Colbert will talk about, that Mark Patton will talk about, that is designed to inform Ohioans about the fact that they can find out about these job openings. There is not another place in the country where this relationship exists. There's no other state that has the tools that we have. Unfortunately, the tools have been locked in a toolbox in the garage and no one's used them. So to open up the door of the garage, open up the toolbox and start using it can help Ohio families to get work. Now, our unemployment dropped again today, which is good news, but we're still too darn high. We've lost 600,000 jobs. We're working on all this to get this fixed. Now, in addition to all of that, for those that don't have the skill levels, we will have an announcement coming up in a couple weeks about how we are bending curriculum to make sure that the people who are in school are going to be trained. And I'm going to leave that for another day, because this in and of itself is a really good announcement. Now, why does this work for Monster? Well, because Monster would like to enter into a relationship like this with the other 49 states. There may be one other state where they're doing some of this. But if Monster, the NFIB, the Jobs and Family Services, the Development Department, the community colleges, the technical schools, the libraries all push, we could have a real success here. And then what will happen is other states will want to enter into this same relationship. So this is a 21st century set of tools that have just been, it's been a joke what they've done. How can you let this go? Now, a lot of the credit for this goes to Mark Patton. Mark, by the way, is another California guy. And we were up in Cleveland having one of our business meetings, and it was pointed out to us that there were 76,000 job openings. You've all been hearing me talk about this for the last, 6 weeks or whatever. Patton dug into it. He didn't believe it. Well, he dug into it and he found out it was true, and he's put together this game plan, and I think we have good teamwork here, and so we're going to make some real progress. The news is, to those that don't have a job, or to those who are underemployed, we're giving you the tools to improve your life. We're giving you the tools to help your family. We're giving you the tools to give yourself a real chance. And combined with our program of job training, the $20 million that we want to take to create voucher programs in the first year and the $30 million in the second year, we start training people, we can start filling these jobs, and this is actually some good news that you might want to report. This is an amazing thing. So let me go next to who? I'm going to go to Michael Colbert next. Is that correct? Michael, why don't you tell them what your plans are?
Thank you, Governor.
Michael runs Jobs and Family Services, okay?
Thank you to City Barbecue for giving us an opportunity here today. And also thanks to Bruce Madsen and Mark Burnbrace. These guys have been working on the ground with this program for quite some time, and it's a great program. I know often you think about a skills bank or a jobs bank or a resume bank, and you think that OhioMeansJobs is just another way to access resumes. Different than some of the other things you've heard about, this is a partnership between ourselves, Monster.com, and we have the ability to access resumes across the spectrum, both from the employer end, which is free to the employer, and for the individual to access these resumes. Second, we're doing a partnership with NFIB, and it's not just a partnership with them. We've got libraries, we've got students, we've got all types of outreach so individuals can actually access this online. And then the final thing is what we're doing with small businesses. Small businesses continue to tell us we need to do more. They have the same playing field now as some of our large businesses in that they don't have an HR department. So they can go online and they can access thousands of resumes free of charge, just like a large company's HR would. When you look at what we have in total, 60,000 resumes, 60,000 jobs, the impact of this is $2.1 billion on our economy. So this is a great time, and this is a great tool that employers can use to access people for jobs.
So Michael's going to, he's going to be out there letting everybody know. This is going to be an outreach program through the libraries, through NFIB. We'll get the chamber involved in this, through the technical schools, the colleges, the universities, letting people know, you know, get on your computer, improve your life. There's help here, you know, it's fantastic. I'd like Mark Patton to come up, he's with the Department of Development, and just to talk about the way he sees this and how this has been put together and its potential good results.
Thank you. Well, I just want to be clear, I certainly didn't invent this. I just found that it existed out there and it needed some really good marketing push and some visibility. So we're thrilled that everybody's here to find out about this thing. It's fantastic. And I'm in, as the governor mentioned, in the Department of Development. And one of the great things that we're going to be able to do with this tool later on this summer is when we're trying to attract new businesses here. Of course, we can tell them about our infrastructure and, you know, the roads and all kinds of things, but one of the things that people really want to know about when they're thinking about relocating their business to a state is, well, what does it look like? What kind of people can we get to work in our company? We have certain needs for certain skill sets, and it's very difficult today to answer that question. And Mark, we're 6 weeks away from having that capability?
Yep.
And it's really going to be helpful. We're going to put that in the hands of not only the Department of Development, but all of the regional development organizations that we work with and through, so that we'll be able to be very quick in getting back to companies and helping them see exactly the kind of labor pool that we have to help them staff new jobs that they're going to bring. So I think that's it for me.
Well, the other thing about this is this also allows us companies to go within the 50-mile radius of Ohio. And then I think it also gives them the capability to go even bigger than that. We'll get this now from Lee Ramsayer. Here.
Yeah. For one other thing, we also have a priority deal for veterans. They get served up the very first when somebody's searching for people. We serve up the veterans that have served our country very first in this site, and I think that's just a fantastic thing. So I'm going to put that.
I mean, you know, it's just so amazing that this thing has gone underutilized or not basically used at all. It's such opportunity. Lee, why don't you talk about the Monster partnership and what the potential is here, and the Monster's commitment to this, and where we could take this thing if we're robust, and what your experience has been in the past, by the way.
Great, and thank you. After following the governor's introduction, again, my name is Lee Ramsayer. I'm a Senior Vice President for Monster Government Solutions. And after that introduction and the passion that you have, I'll go ahead and throw these notes away and talk about what the opportunity is. I've been here since the inception, 3 years ago, and working with ODJFS, we came around with this idea to allow employers to get access to all of the Ohio resumes that are in the Monster database. That number totals in excess of the millions. So now all these employers have the ability to go online, which normally is a paid search if you came to Monster. Through our relationship with the state of Ohio, it can be done free by registering with OhioMeansJobs. Also, the seekers in this opportunity come online and look at every job that's available out on the internet that we aggregate and display through OhioMeansJobs. So it's 66,000 a day, it may be 76,000 tomorrow, because we're starting to see signs and trends that the government or the economy is changing here to the positive, and it's actually growing in many of the industries nicely in the various regions from the state of Ohio. So we're absolutely thrilled.
How did it work in the past?
How to work in the other 49 states in the nation. They build their own job boards. They use internal government employees to build a job board. It's known as the WIA program, Workforce Investment Act. It's typically done to administer and assist the unemployed through the unemployment insurance, and it's those folks that are using it. And the employers don't typically go to the site just due to some negativity with the site and the ease of use of it. We're using the same technology that's there with Monster. Mr. Patton mentioned that we're right now deploying a new technology that we've invested the last 2 years in several $100 million of research and development called 6 Sense technology, and you will be the first state to have access to your entire labor pool to understand what skills, education level, experience level, and other facets that you have around the state to allow you to make the best decisions when it comes to workforce and economic development investments that you're going to be making.
And the level of interest from our administrative team, how do you compare that?
It's refreshing. I'll just say that. It is refreshing. The excitement, the passion that you have, the involvement that we've had in the last 3 months has probably equaled that of the last 3 years.
Well, this is because this is about people's lives, and it's just so great. It makes me so excited. Agon, the former mayor, Ann Gonzalez. Go ahead, Ann.
Thank you. Love that nickname. Thank you, Mr. Governor, for inviting me out here. I can let you know that when I was campaigning last year to be state representative for the 19th district, one of the top issues that I heard going door to door was jobs, jobs, jobs. There were so many people who are unemployed here in Ohio, and OhioMeansJobs.com and this partnership with Monster and this partnership with NFIB is just going to move Ohio forward in a positive way. And the goal is to get people back to work. That's, I know, the #1 agenda with this administration, and I'm excited to be a part of it. And it's not only about just posting resumes on Monster.com, but it's also taking the skilled workforce that we have here in Ohio and getting them connected to the employer. And so working with NFIB, working with the trade schools, we're going to be able to accomplish this. And Mr. Governor had talked about a tool in the toolbox that's in the garage, and this is probably the #1 tool in the toolbox that we're going to be using on a daily basis. And it's just great to be a part of it. And also, you know, here in Ohio, small businesses make up the majority of businesses, you know, here in Ohio, the small business owners. So, you know, they're looking for employees. We have a great skilled workforce here that's dying to get back to work, and so this is a great partnership between NFIB and some of the other members, and getting the employers matched up to the employees and vice versa, and just excited to be a part of it. Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you. You know, if Monster had, like